Hello, I am Trotsky, level 14 Hobbit. I'm all alone in the night in the north of the summit of Weathertop. And I'm gonna do this mission alone, reach the top, and for me it's gonna be very much of a stealth mission, I would say, where I don't try to cause any attention from guys like this vicious Shattered Tusk and the orc standing down there, for instance. This road that I'm getting to now is the road where also Frodo and his friends reached the summit. It's this partly concealed road, which is not part of the movie, as far as I could understand. But it is here, and it is in the book. And yeah, I'm also reaching now a small encampment on the right side, where there is a quest giver sitting there by the fire, but he has no quest for me because I am not the kind of person who should be there at all, really. I'm just a small, a young, inexperienced bounder too far away from home, really. So in that respect, perhaps the feeling to me is a little bit like the feeling Frodo and the other hobbits must have had at this point. I think coming here was very fast for me. As in the movie, it seems like when they reach Weathertop, they've just been on a short stroll, whereas in the book, it's many days travel. So that is one big difference in setting of the three, I would say. But at least in the game, this is a real summit. It is a hilltop that we can see very clearly. In the movie, it seems like the watchtower Amon Sul is certainly in a hilly landscape, but we don't really get an impression that it is very high. Here we see it's very high, and we also see these ruins and see how it must have been in an earlier age a very impressive sight. Now it seems like there are not that many enemies. It's fairly easy to advance on this road for me. And that reminds me that of another fun thing in the game in general compared to the book and the film, that there is always a lot of people. It's very populated, the game, because of course it's not fun to play if there are no enemies and no no one to interact with along the way. But actually, in the book, they say it was not. I mean, they didn't see anyone during their trip, and they were scared, of course, of the Nazgul, but they didn't see anything but foxes and squirrels, I think, along the way. And another thing that would be fun to mention, interesting to mention, I think, is this road. I mean, it's a huge road. This is like a place that would be where people would walk in big crowds. It's like a tourist track up to the mountain. And my impression from the book of Tolkien is that this is it shouldn't be like that at all. It's a few rangers coming to a place like this, but very rarely people would approach it. So this enormous highway up here is not quite right, I would assume. But of course, again, it's a game mechanic that you have to show people the way, and in the game certainly this road is used by lots of people. So it's perhaps that's defends why it's like that. All right, I jump a little to shorten the trip for you. Now I'm reaching Weathertop, where in the Tolkien's story, only three of the band actually approached. I think it was Merry together with Frodo and Strider who went there, whereas the two others stayed behind. And here we see the stone where there are carvings, runes that Strider thought perhaps were a message from Gandalf that he had been there earlier. That plays no part in the movie as far as I can remember. And oh, we can see the dawn. Look at the beautiful dawn. The sun has not come up yet, but it's definitely there. And down there we see the road. In the book, they didn't travel on the road, and me, I tried not to travel on the road for the last part, at least in the game, because the road is dangerous, and that's where the Nazgul also shows up eventually in the book. In the movie, that they don't make a big point out of that either. I'm trying to avoid these crows here. I don't want to have a fight. So, and over there is my beautiful Shire, so far away. I wonder if I'll ever get to see it again. Okay, we're near the end of this trip and this movie. Oh, and there was a crow. So my visit here didn't go unnoticed after all. I'll save you the time. So, and cut out this scene, yeah. So, the last thing perhaps I would like to mention has to do with a temporal issue, because it seems that there is night always here, that the sky didn't change at all for the time, and I've been here for quite a while now. So that's a suspicion I have. If you're a more experienced Lotro gamer than me, you will know if that's true or not, but I think on Weathertop it's always dawn, or is it dusk? Ah, I don't know. Anyway, I leave you with this beautiful full moon, and thank you for joining me on this adventure.